Welcome to ATI ProMedia live at 9. Thanks for joining us today, Monday. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Happy Cinco de Mayo, 5th of May. It's the 5th of May. Good deal. A little shout out over the weekend. We had a great weekend here in the Huck household. Shout out to my oldest son's DCA's team, baseball team. Walked away with some hardware over the weekend, and they've been waiting a long time to end up at the top over a weekend. So it's good that they finally put a weekend together, and I got to take home some hardware at the Liberal Kansas Cinco de Mayo 9U Championship. They had a great weekend, had a fun weekend of baseball. So shout out to them. All right. Markets over we're opening up here. They're a little red on the screen. Non-threatening weather and a lack of progress on a trade deal kind of weighing on things. Let's run through your markets and tell you where we're at here. So May corn's down 5.5 cents, 4.55 3/4. Deese new crop corn is down 4.25 at 4.46. May, we're on July now. July beans are down 2.5 at 10.55. New crop nove beans are down 1.5 at 10.28. Oil is a little firmer. Meal is a little firmer. Looking over at your wheat markets, we got July Chicago wheat down 5.5 cents at 5.37.5. New crop July KC wheat is 8 cents at 5.33 1/4. Cotton's catching a little bid, up a quarter at 69.96 on Deese new crop cotton. Looking over your meat markets, feeder cattle are grinding higher here. We got feeders up 50 points on your May at 295.400. And your live cattle are $1.37 firmer, 212.47 on the June. August is $1.12 firmer at 207.90. Hogs, a little red on the screen, down 70 points, 92.25. Crude oil is down 84 points at 57.46 a barrel, below that $60 threshold. Diesel's down a penny at $1.9790. Nat gas is also down a penny at 3.61 on your June, and the July is actually firmer by a penny at 3.96. Your Dow is 200 points weaker. The S&P is 31 weaker. The NASDAQ is 95 weaker. The Russell's leaking weaker as well, down 10 points. Bitcoin's 2,500 weaker at 94,900. Gold's up. Silver's up. The dollar is down 500 points at 99.32. So quick rundown of your markets, where we're at. Again, non-threatening weather and a lack of progress on a trade deal seem to be weighing on the grain markets. And out of the gate this week, we'll see how the rest of the week shakes out, though. People are going to be watching upcoming weather models. We got crop and export inspections here out later this afternoon, and we got the crop progress conditions out this afternoon. Export inspections are out later this morning. Crop progress is out this afternoon. So we're getting into things here on a Monday after a weekend. Takes a little bit to get into it all, but the cattle market's hot, and that is the shining star in your markets out of the gate. So, all right, headlines here. Fed Reserve interest rate decision. We got an interest rate Fed meeting this week. All eyes are going to be on what Jay Powell says in the press conference. Most are calling for unchanged expectations for rates to be unchanged. The CME Fed Watch tool, when we go look at that, it's a great tool, great resource to look at what's priced into the market. We got 3 to 4 cuts expected for the year between now and December. That's pivoted a little bit from 4 to 5 earlier. About a month ago, we were looking for 4 to 5, and now we're 3 to 4 expected. But that's going to change on Wednesday as we dissect what Jay Powell says and what the Fed, what they actually decide to do. So, but a lot of them are looking for unchanged. So, all right, this afternoon we got crop progress. Corn, eyes going to be on how big of a jump did we get in planting progress over the last week. We had 24% planted last week on corn. The average increase over the week is 17%. Will we see a bigger jump? The 5-year average planting pace at this point in time would be 39% planted on corn. We'll have some graphics and charts for you tomorrow. Soybeans, 18% last week. Average increase is 11%, and the 5-year average is 23%. So all eyes are going to be on how big of a jump we get. Is there any spots that are behind, and are there spots that are well ahead? So watch this. Watch your overnight markets and the reaction as they trade digest the latest progress and conditions report. Wheat conditions, 49% good to excellent last week. Had nice rainfall. The wheat crop's looking fantastic out here in the state of Kansas on my travels. how big of a jump will we see on that wheat? Good to excellent conditions here as well. So eyes will be on that too. When we look at funds, we had the COT report out on Friday. We get that every Friday. That's positions as of the prior Tuesday. So it's always a little bit behind. But in your COT report, the funds managed money, we watched that. Funds sold 41,000, dropping their net long to 71,000. Looking over at your beans, funds added 7,000 to their bean position, and their net long 38,000. Funds sold corn and wheat. That's kind of the narrative on your grain side of things. Funds sold nearly 11,000 on your KC hard red winter wheat, bringing that short to 67,000. It's a significant short out there. So funds are short wheat big time. They've been selling corn. There's more room for them to sell corn if they want to. They can go negative 100, negative 200. But they could also add, if we got a bullish story, which the grain bulls need a bull story, they could certainly add to that short and add to that long and go the other way. They can get 200, 300. We've seen them go 200-300,000 net long. So they're right there in that in-between area where they can go either way on both corn and beans. So on the cattle front, though, live cattle funds bought 8,000, bringing their net long to 128,000. I didn't bring a chart in, but there's room for them to add length on the cattle market, both in feeders and fats on the fund side of thing. And that cattle market is hot, hot, hot. We've got all-time highs in your cash cattle price last week. Cash jumped $5 to $6 to $218 in the south, higher in the north. Choice cutout has been on a tear. It's gained $16 in 5 days. Gave some of it back on Friday, but we're still above $340 on the choice cutout. Friday's cutout was $6.42 higher than it was the week prior, and we've seen week-to-week gains in the choice cutout for 7 consecutive days, which is great to see. So keep that cutout hot. All eyes will be on chain speeds and packer, how much the packer needs to buy this week, and if that cash can continue grinding higher. We'll see. It's a great time to be in the cattle business. It's a great time to manage price risk in the cattle business. Friendly reminder, don't manage risk on the way up and forget to manage it before the market turns down. Everything's bullish until it's not. Markets move more than nickels and dimes. Don't get hung up on $5 in a market that moves $50. So I encourage you to learn a strategy that enables you to embrace bull markets, defend against a bear market, and manage volatility in between. And in order to do this, you need to get control. So that's my challenge to you. Had a fun Friday last week. Tony Dunker covered for me. I appreciate it. Tony always has some words of wisdom there and good stuff. We'll break into what she said here. I got a little segment I want to talk about what Tony said here a little bit as we end the show. But I'm going to tell you what I did on Friday too first, because I like to talk about me. Just kidding. But the donor cows, we flushed some donor cows. It's cow season. And here's a cool shot I took. We had one cow. Typically, a donor cow will make 10 embryos. That's a good day. Some of them make 2, 3, some of them make 0. You get 5, 6, 7, 8. 10 is pretty good. This cow made 26 embryos that we were able to, if we wanted to, transfer fresh. We didn't transfer all of them fresh, but we put a bunch of them in fresh, transfer into surrogate cows to produce more of those babies. But that's a live snapshot of brothers and sisters. We got 26 brothers and sisters right there. Same mom, same dad, cows. Pretty cool deal. Neat to see them under the microscope. Good, high quality embryos. Pretty cool to see. And I got the I'm so fortunate and lucky enough. Had the privilege to do it with my dad and my grandpa. That's my dad on the left and my grandpa on the right. And Dr. Casey Barton with Blue Stem Embryo Transfer Center. They're flushing one of our donor cows. So 3 vets there, 1 embryologist, and 2 vets that have been in the business for a long time. And I'm lucky enough to get to do it with them. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, the week ahead, market's going to be watching updated weather models. We got export inspections and shipments out here in a little bit, and then we got the crop progress this afternoon. Watch the overnight open. We've also got the May WASDE. That's next Monday, so that'll creep up on us here. We've got a few trading days, and then we'll have the May WASDE report. This will be the first look at the USDA's new crop 25 and 26 balance sheets. So we'll get the ending stocks number. We'll get their demand numbers. We'll get their acreage numbers and a trend yield or whatever yield number they decide to throw out there. But prepare yourself for that report next Monday. Tony talked about our premium subscribers getting some target orders on Friday. They've got target orders out there. Make sure those targets are working for you. This is not the time to get complacent in your markets. You don't want to be a victim of complacency. So be disciplined, get control, and use a strategy that allows you to manage volatility ahead. If you guys incorporate tools that will give you flexibility, they'll help you make decisions, and they'll help you confidently execute for a bull market, for a bear market, and for the unpredictableness that lies ahead. So with that, we'll be back here again the rest of the week. Encourage you to join us live at 9 again tomorrow. You never know what we're going to bring. Have a fantastic day. I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you.